Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. I am out on the KTM 390 adventure today, and this may be my last ride on this bike. I know, shocking, right? I've actually had a lot of comments recently on the channel wondering what my next bike is going to be, and I might just find that out today. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, you probably know that I just picked up this bike in April, and as of right now, it's got 155 miles on it. Um, so I haven't been riding for the last couple months. Had some lower back surgery, and the whole idea for picking up this bike was to go and do some dirt trails and try my hand at off-roading, and that doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime in the near future. So rather than have a bike that doesn't do too great on the regular surface streets, especially with the tires that come stock on this bike, I'd much rather have something that's more street oriented. So that's what I'm looking at today. Now, ultimately, I wish I could keep this bike so that when I'm able to ride it like I intended to, I'd have it ready to go. But unfortunately, I can't afford two bikes, so I have to choose one or the other. Now, I can't give a real strong opinion on this bike either way because I haven't ridden it enough to make a solid long-term opinion on it. But from what I've experienced with it so far, it seems to be a pretty good bike for the price. It is a compromise, though. So a previous bike that I had sort of recently was a Triumph Tiger Sport 660. And that bike was a little bit more expensive than this one, for sure. But just the amount of fun I had on that bike, that engine is really something special. And if it wasn't for the heat coming out of that triple engine, I probably would have kept that one, at least for a little bit longer than I did. Anyway, as much of a shame as it is to get rid of this bike with barely any mileage on it, I am going to be losing a little bit of money on this deal, but hopefully I'll get something that I'll enjoy riding and kind of look forward to it. So even when I wasn't recovering from surgery, I did have a couple opportunities to ride the bike like prior to the surgery, and I just wasn't really into it. So I guess what I'm looking for right now is a comfortable street bike that just kind of gets that spark going again, you know? So I've mentioned a couple potential upgrade bikes on the channel previously, and one of those bikes I've been waiting for a year, and that's the Livewire S2 Del Mar, which is a fully electric bike. But for some reason, the Del Mar has been pushed back multiple times, and last I heard from the sales representative at Livewire was that it was supposed to be out in June. So it's now August, and I haven't heard anything in multiple months. So last night I canceled my reservation, so I'm no longer considering that one now. That's kind of fine with me, though. I actually feel better about my decision knowing that that bike was twice as expensive as the one that I'm going to look at today. And then there's, of course, the range anxiety that comes along with a fully electric bike. Still not totally comfortable with that yet. Even if I wanted to go out to a weekend ride out in the mountains, I'd have to consider how far I was going to go because there's no way to charge it out there. So I'll be sticking with a gas bike for now. So with all the stuff I just said, you might think that I'm super negative about this bike, and I'm not. I just wanted to get that point across. I still think it's a great bike. My reasons for potentially trading this in are personal, and I try to explain that the best I could. Hopefully it makes sense. I like to trade in bikes anyway. I usually don't keep a bike longer than a year. also for personal reasons. I just like to experience new things. So if you like the channel, if you're a subscriber, and I happen to get a bike that you're not super interested in, I would recommend staying subscribed, because that's likely to change. So I might end up with something that you are interested in a short amount of time. But this next bike is a keeper. Yeah. Alright guys, I'm heading into the dealership now. Wish me luck. Hopefully I'll have some good news for you soon. Alright guys, I have some good news. I have just purchased a 2023 Suzuki GSX 8S. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at it before I start riding. Gonna take it a little bit easy on this thing the first couple days, just because the tires are brand new. Fairly easy to find neutral, which is good. Now this does have a quick shifter standard. It seems to like the higher RPMs. That's nothing really new though. Now, just coming out of a back surgery, I was a little bit afraid that this slightly lean forward position was going to be a problem, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Feels pretty comfortable. Like once you get your legs up, you know, they're tucked up pretty good. But I'm 6 feet tall, and I've got a nice bend in my knee. so I can totally flat foot this thing without an issue. Now that KTM was a taller bike, so I couldn't actually flat foot completely on that bike. So this bike is up to operating temperature now, and one of the things I was really concerned about was the temperature profile in this bike. If I was going to feel a lot of heat coming up from the engine while I'm riding, because I live out in Arizona, and that can be a deal breaker for me personally. Getting a real hot bike, it's really uncomfortable riding when the temperatures get up to like 110, 115 degrees out here. A lot of times I will choose just not to ride rather than ride a hot bike that's going to make me feel sick by the time I get where I'm going. Now, I had issues with my Tiger Sport 660. That being a triple, I thought being a 660, you know, kind of a medium cc motorcycle, that it wouldn't be too bad. It'd be pretty manageable, but my particular bike that I had was horrible. I was burning my shins all the time, just with the radiant air that was coming off of the header pipes in the radiator. It was a great bike to ride in the winter, but for summers out here, it didn't work too well. And then I had a Honda NC750X a couple years back. That was before the Triumph Tiger Sport. That one did not have any heat issues to me personally. That bike was a really nice bike to ride out here in the summer. This one, I can feel a little bit of heat. It's kind of in between the Honda and the Tiger Sport. So being a higher cc bike, I can see that you know, being part of the cause. So I believe today is about 103, 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And I don't feel like I'm cooking my legs or anything like that. So I think this is going to be fine for the summers out here. Now, obviously, these are just initial first impressions here, but the bike has really good street manners. Like the power profile on here. I have this in C mode, by the way. So I purposely set this thing to traction control 3 and rider mode C. So this is kind of like rain mode. And I'm probably going to keep it like this for at least the first few rides until I get used to this. Once I break these tires in a little bit, get used to the power, then I'll probably switch over to B mode and see what that's like. So far, the quick shifter on here feels good. I've been doing a manual shift from first till second, but everything after second gear, I've been using the quick shifter, and as long as I'm up around 3,000-4,000 RPM, it shifts really smooth. Now, I haven't been over any super bumpy roads or anything yet, but the suspension feels really good. I mean, the front is non-adjustable, and I did not check what the preload was set at for the rear, but at the current settings, it feels comfortable. The seat feels okay. If they have a premium seat, which I think they do, I might be interested in that. This one's a little bit thin, but it feels okay. It's not something that I would feel like I immediately would need to swap out. I want to see how this bike is on the freeway, but I'll save that for another day. At least till the tires get kind of broken in, get 40 or 50 miles on them. Well, guys, thanks for coming along with me on my new bike journey today. I will have some new content on this bike shortly. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, click that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.